This is just the scratch audio for right now while I'm working on the edit. I will be doing the voiceover on this anyway for this project, but just wanted to kind of get a rough one done. Anyway, it is Wednesday at noon, and I have recorded basically nothing for the vlog yet this week, which is a little concerning, but it's pretty much all here. I mean, all week I've been glued to this computer, editing, getting out invoices, things like that, so nothing super exciting. You know what? Story time. Okay, if I move back an inch, I'm going backwards. So if it happens, I just hope that it's on camera. I have a feeling the audio is not as good as it could be. Let's change that. Alright, continuity-wise, I don't know if I have my arm up here or not, but you know. I want to talk about an issue that a lot of people have, especially creatives, people who make things and then have an audience consume it. Whether it's photography and you're going to be showing your things in a gallery, or you're a filmmaker and you're going to show your film in a theater in front of a live audience for the first time, there's that doubt that most people have, even professionals, people who've been doing it for years and years. I actually have a friend of mine who is working on creating some content of his own. He knows who he is, and he's about to be putting out some exciting stuff. One thing that he said a few weeks ago that struck me, and I told him this story that I'm about to tell you, he was worried that he puts it out there and no one likes it. I mean, I know the guy's talented, he's very good at what he does, so it's that fear that people have. In 2009, the Connecticut Film Festival held a 24-hour Cup of Joe Filmmaking Competition. So at 7 p.m. it was a Friday night, all the filmmakers arrived. The other filmmakers I was up against were mentioning that they had been doing this already. This is their third or fourth time doing this. This is what they do for fun, and I was nervous, of course, that I had never done something like this before, especially not in 24 hours. At 7 p.m. sharp, we were all handed a manila envelope with the same set of instructions inside. We opened it at the same time and we read it. And there were criteria and there were things that we had to do because it made it custom. So we couldn't have shot this weeks ago and had weeks and weeks to prepare for it. It had to be shot within the confines of Danbury, Connecticut, within city limits. It had to incorporate coffee, whether it was a prop or someone said coffee, or coffee had to be in there somehow. And the theme had to be broke in any context. Broken-hearted, you're broke, you have no money, you broke something, whatever. It had to be about broke somehow. So you had to come up with the idea, write the entire script, shoot it, edit it, get the music on there, which could not be copywritten, or you had to have the rights for it, which who the hell has rights for music that you'd normally hear on the radio, and deliver it within 24 hours. We were up very late that night working, me and my team, on a script. I went to bed not really liking the direction it was going. It was going to be very difficult to pull off. I got up the next morning and ended up rewriting the entire script from scratch, and the script required 2 characters. And I kind of did this 24-hour film competition on a whim. It was very last minute, did not have time to get actors together or anything like that, so I was going to be in the short film. And when I realized I needed 2 people, I figured I would be both then. I ended up being both characters at the same time in the film through movie magic and camera cuts and a little bit of visual effects, very basic at the end. I had an okay camera at the time. It was standard def back then that I was using. No glide cams or any kind of stabilization stuff, so it was pretty, a guerrilla operation. And I was both characters. I was putting myself in the film as both characters, and yeah, it was, I wouldn't say tears, but blood and sweat was put into this thing, and the other people on the crew were fantastic. I didn't realize how nervous I was until we were at the theater 2 nights later, and all the short films were being screened in front of an audience, and then the winners would be chosen. And at that moment when I walked into the theater, and I sat in my seat, and the lights went down, and they're going to start playing these, I had such self-doubt. And I was thinking, now everyone's going to see this and know I don't know what the hell I'm doing, and it's going to be a disaster, and I'm going to be so embarrassed, and I'm up there twice, and it's just It's literally my face on there, the name of myself and my crew. I didn't want to let them down as well. The first entry was played, another film was played. Eventually mine was up on the screen, and I remember slinking down in my seat. Like, I didn't want to look around. I couldn't look around. I didn't want to see people's reactions. I didn't want to see look of confusion on people's faces, or just disgust or boredom, or them looking at their watches. And the lights came up, there was applause, and they went on to name the winners. I ended up taking first place. I had never done it before. I was looking straight ahead. I was glued at the screen. I didn't want anyone to even see me. And fortunately, my wife was there next to me, and she was looking around at people's reactions, and they were nodding, and they were smiling at the right times, and they were engaged the entire time. So I'm kicking myself I didn't look around. So a couple things I learned from that. One, surround yourself with people who are going to tell you the truth if your stuff sucks or not. My friends and family have been very supportive, but if something sucks, they'll say, well, that wasn't great. I mean, you'll get the people that, you're watching American Idol or something. They go up there and they think they can sing, and it sounds like someone strangling a cat. They went on American Idol because they have over-supportive family and friends who said, oh yeah, you sound like Whitney Houston, go on up there. And they get embarrassed on national television. But also, believe in yourself. If you're good, you know you're good. You put stuff out there that consistently gets high marks. I didn't believe in myself at all. And people have been telling me at that point for years that I did great work. When it's your moment to shine, give it your all, go all in, and then enjoy it because you've earned it. As a fellow creative, I know how much work goes into creating quality content. And when you get that moment to show it, especially in a theater, or if you're a photographer in a gallery, enjoy that moment. Really soak it in. You worked very hard to get to that point, and just enjoy it. Believe in yourself, do your best, and then everything else is going to fall into place. And I keep my award on my desk as a constant reminder of that. So this is a slightly different weekly vlog than usual. Hope you enjoyed. Tune in next week for another Tip Tuesday and more weekly vlogs. All right, that does it for me. I will see you next week.